We are live. Hello out there in La La Land.
Oh.
Yeah, outside your window, Brian.
Hello.
Everybody's there just waiting.
Hello.
Looking at you. Saying, hello. Jerry, why no hello? Sorry. Brian hates Seinfeld, so. Not the person, but the actual the show. He doesn't like it. Hates it.
No, it's the person.
He hates the person.
The show's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. What's up with shopping carts? That's my bad.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore. And on this special episode, our cast members, most of them, will share their top 3 recommendos of 2023.
What year?
As you know, on each regular episode, we pick something that might be of interest to our fellow geeks, be it food, movies, games, music, or useful gadgets. And every year, we cull through that list and pick our favorites. That's what we're doing tonight. But would you like to suggest something for us to consider? Send me a link on our social media channels and hashtag Recommendo when you do that. Use that hashtag Recommendo.
Use it.
Use it. Don't lose it. All right, guys. Well, now that we've dispensed with the formalities, let's see what our investigators have chosen for their top 3. All right, Brian, why don't you start us off?
I decided not to pick any.
Good. That's a yes hand right there. That's a patented Brian Johnson.
You're not the boss
yes
of me. My number 3 is the Topsy pillows. Because they're all over the place.
Oh, everywhere.
They're so topsy. Excuse me. Voice is a little out tonight, so I apologize. Topsy, by far, I obviously use it every day. They're a pillow that has a cooling side. So I purchased them when the weather was a little bit warmer, when it wasn't so freaking chilling outside. I'd get overheated, like most people when they're sleeping. Your body's processing all of that hate from the earlier in the day. But literally, you flip the pillow over.
And you do with kids, so.
Yes. Well, deal with them. Just unbelievably comfortable. And right before this, I looked up to check and make sure they're still available, first off, because sometimes you buy stuff off of Amazon and then 6 months later, what? We never heard of that. They're very established. They're basically at every major retailer now. You can actually go into a store and buy either the pillows, but their biggest item right now is their weighted blanket. I don't like weighted blankets. I can't stand anything heavy on me. But everybody's raving about this 7-pound weighted blanket from Topsy. So if you're into that, I'd go try it, I guess.
That's not heavy. That's my brother.
Oh, well, that's okay if that's on top. No. So yeah, my first choice is those pillows. They've held up this whole time. They haven't lost their softness or their fluffiness. Easy to wash, super easy to wash. And you can actually put them in the dryer. Some pillows you're not supposed to put in the dryer. So I enjoy that because I'm lazy. But yeah, check them out. The Topsy pillows. They're really good. I bought an extra set for somebody for Christmas. Not in this party, this group here.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, you don't get comfort.
Thanks. That's fine because I got you the turvy pillows.
Oh no, they're full of turvies.
Topsy turvies.
Oh no.
Nice. I did have a question for you because I remember when you originally recommended these. What's the actual material of the pillow?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I mean, is it? It's not like.
I knew it when I recommended it.
It's not like form stuff. It's not like foam, is it?
Right. It's like a down alternative.
Oh.
But I don't know what they use, but it stays. It's hypoallergenic, which is huge for me because I'm allergic to dogs. I have a dog.
Yeah.
But the fact that one side is super, super soft, like almost like fleece, but not hot. I don't know what material it is, to be honest with you. But the other side is the cooling side. And even through the pillowcase, you can feel it instantly.
Yeah.
Put you right back to sleep. Just like that. It makes a pop sound and you're out.
Nice. Pop goes the weasel and pop goes
It's the guy from Topsy just standing by your bed with a bat. There, he's out.
Nice. Okay, cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
Brian. Number 3 is Topsy Pillows. That's pretty well.
Woo!
Would not have expected that, but cool.
Use it every day.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have no choice, right? It's on your
No, I have a choice. I could get a different pillow.
Do you have it like in a Final Fantasy 15 form? It's got the picture
I
in
got
there.
the 2 queen size pillows.
Yeah.
They're both on my bed, but I sewed them together in the shape of a disformed body. And I just cuddled it up.
Oh, you got the Cronenberg package. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm working on the leather mask right now.
Got an anime body on there. Just
You do you do the tuck at night and dance in front of the mirror?
Annie Mae? Oh, she's not in there.
Anime. Wow.
Annie.
Wild horses. All right. Thanks, Bri. And Lupine, what is your number 3?
My number 3.
Yeah,
is
yours.
Ain't Slayed Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
It's another podcast, does
Yeah.
Cthulhu stuff. And I've actually been really enjoying their series other than the main series. They've been on the main series has been on hiatus for a while. Yeah, but they do a lot of improv stuff. Particularly, they do the one. They have a series that they call Push the Roll, and it's basically about it's right up my alley because it's all about the chaos, and there was a really they do some really fun stuff with Cthulhu Dark and Cosmic Dark is actually the person who developed Cthulhu Dark and is now developing Cosmic Dark actually is a regular on their podcast and runs a lot of stuff for them. Graham Walmsley, I believe.
Yep.
And so he is often voice on their show. I love particularly they have, I think I talked about it before, the Meat Trade is one of their patron series that, you have to be a patron on Patreon. They also have a Patreon, but it's just so much fun. It's the system they play is World War Cthulhu, which actually doesn't even exist anymore because it existed briefly and it was developed by Scott Dobert, and Scott runs the campaign for them. And it's
cool.
Rena, who is do we know Rena yet?
Yes.
Or okay, we know Rena yet because they ran our Christmas tape, and they are a voice on the Meat Trade, and then also Cuppy Cup, the keeper of the main normal series. He does all the editing too, and also Graham. I don't believe that's Graham Walmsley. I believe that's the other Graham, and I forget his last name. I'm sorry, Graham, but because they're British. There's too many Grahams.
So many grams. Too many grams.
Yeah, but and then what was the one they did recently? They did one recently where there were 3 femme sort of the players were femme. Because one of them was actually non-binary, but they played 3 female characters in a basically an asylum for how they used to put women on asylums because we were acting funny.
Yes.
They didn't like
not
it.
Funny, haha.
They have the vapors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but there's something eldritch going on with the whole asylum thing, and it's a wonderful. Let's see. Oh, I believe it's
Believe
Black Shade.
Black
I'm looking at their list of episodes right now, and I believe it's Black Shade. But I highly recommend every single one of their side projects and also their main series. I love their main series. The first main series was Call of Cthulhu, which I kind of love the name. So it's like it's Down Dark Trails. So this is the Western Call of Cthulhu module, and I just love how fun all of the voice actors are on it and how crazy they are, and their chaos is kind of right up my alley. So I highly recommend Ain't Slayed Nobody, and you can find them at ain'tslayednobody.com, or you can find their podcast anywhere, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, that kind of stuff. So give it a look, give it a listen.
Cool. Yeah. Good number 3 there. Yeah, and Rena obviously helped us out. We had a fantastic time. That was an education unto itself. So we appreciate it, Rena.
That was very fun.
All right. And okay, thanks, Lupine. And Matt, you're up next. Oh, that's really good, Matt. Okay, so really appreciate you sharing that. I'll obviously
all of it?
Clip that in later. So
What do you mean?
What, he didn't talk right there? You guys?
What if you just heard his voice like ethereal come from nowhere?
Exactly.
On your recording.
He calls in from the theater. He's like, "Hey, this is number 3."
Longtime caller, infrequently present.
Presents?
We do. It's Christmas. Come on, guys. All right. My number 3 slot goes to video games. Well,
all of them?
Not video games per se, but a video game store. Now, over this past year, ever since joining GeForce Now, I've been boosting my library of cloud playable video games. And while Humble Bundle has brought me savings here and there, it wasn't until I found fanatical.com that I understood how you could obsessively gamify an online marketplace. It features customizable discount packages, frequent sales, and exclusive giveaways. But I was at first attracted to the money I'd save on the indie titles. However, once I got a taste for their mystery bundles and cheap add-ons during the checkout process, I fell hard for the impulse buys. They have those, as you're checking out, it says, for $1.89, you can get 3 mystery games.
Yeah.
And sometimes
it almost feels like it should be illegal.
Right, exactly 100%. I know. I'm like, well,
I'm just
$2.
like, and this, and this.
Oh, that's not even
this.
the worst of it, Lupine. It's mystery, right? So you have no clue. But the thing is, when you go, it says, well, how many of those $1.89 packages would you like?
Yep.
And you can select up to 10. So you could get 30 games, and there are no repeats within those 10 3-packs.
Right.
So it is the suspense is it's almost like pulling a roulette wheel. You're just or a slot machine.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, well, I guess, because sometimes I'll find something really good that I have not yet owned. And I'm like, this is cool. Or I'll find something that I'm like, well, I can't use this, but maybe somebody else can, and I'll give it up for grabs. And for that sort of cheap investment, it's like, oh, it's very addictive, I have to say. But Fanatical.
I'm sorry, Kimmy.
Give me no 0 regrets. But Fanatical also offers books and software, much like Humble Bundle. So I often compare and contrast the two services. I did pick up some sound effects and musical cues for this podcast. So that's
nice.
Been kind of nice for like, I don't know, $20 or something. You get like just gigs and gigs of sound files.
Giggity, giggity.
Yeah, baby. So, recently my video game library has grown almost to the straining point, and I really have fanatical.com to blame, which is why it comes at number 3 for me. It's, it was, for a little while there, I was like, oh my God, well, why wouldn't I own this? And I'd keep buying and buying and buying, but save some money. So that is my number 3. All right, moving along to number 2, Bri. What do you got on your docket?
Move on down the road. Mine is the lifeblood of most humans on this planet. Beaniac coffee pods.
Hell yeah.
Coffee! I found these by happenstance. I watched a video on YouTube about the waste and the regret of the gentleman who invented the Keurig and the plastic pods, and how many landfills are just never going to break down because of all the plastic pods that are in them. Beaniac makes compostable coffee pods, and I still don't know how they managed to be so fresh with having that little disposable sack that the coffee's held in. Is basically a filter that's just open to the elements, but every single cup is great. I still don't know how they do it, but one of the biggest things I like is some people, they get in their ways and they only like one flavor or just espresso. Yep. But I like to try different flavors. I like to try different stuff. I'm, still quite young at 50. But recently they had such a good deal on 72 of their pods. I guess you call them pods. Mm-hmm. They're still pods. And so I bought their French roast, and I'm hooked. I love it. Every cup smells delicious, and it tastes fantastic. So, but check them out at Beaniac. I think they're pretty much everywhere now as well. And they just released 2 flavors for the holidays too. So I'm going to be ordering a 30-pack of one of those to try it out. So they have a pumpkin spice thing. I'm not getting that one. I'm getting the peppermint one. Yep. Nothing like pumpkin coffee.
You remember, Brian, back in the day, we would go crazy for Traverse City cherry chocolate.
Yes,
yes. Crazy. We would drink so much of that stuff.
They have a I can't remember what it is. It's something similar to that.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate, but it's not cherry. I'd love to have that little tartness in there.
Yeah. You like blackberry chocolates. Nice.
But compostable, everybody.
Hell yeah.
That's the key. I mean, everything can go right literally in your garden and help feed your vegetables if you wanted.
Very cool.
It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very smart.
Yep.
Good for them.
I love that.
It doesn't void your warranty though, right?
No, on my vegetables? No, they're still good.
No, your vegetables are great.
A tomato, it's all you open up, it's just coffee grind.
Yeah, but what about your tomato?
Yeah, that one's a son of a bitch.
Tomato, potato.
Hey, stop talking about my vegetables.
Oh my!
All right, thanks, B. That's pretty awesome. I guess I didn't expect that either. All right, Lupine, what's your number 2?
Okay, my number 2 is a book, Mexican Gothic. Because I still think about that book. I read it however many months ago, and I still just because I think I looked real quick at the Wikipedia. Actually, I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, and they're comparing it to the author, Sylvia Moreno Garcia's writing to Daphne du Maurier and Guillermo del Toro. And I would, in addition, compare it to, it really felt like, if you've ever read Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle, it really felt very similar to that in that the house itself felt like there was some presence without trying not to give anything away. The house itself felt like there was a presence.
Spoilers.
A house? God damn it.
But the synopsis of this one, I don't remember how much of the synopsis I actually went over, but the synopsis of this one is that you're following this young woman who lives in Mexico City, and she's a young kind of like bohemian woman, sort of like, hip and chic and stuff like that. And she gets sent out to her cousin married a man, and by the way, the man is British.
Ugh.
So, well, no, they're in Mexico, and the man is British, and she's Mexican. So, like, there's that whole like they're sort of transplanted onto the land kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, the cousin and the husband, the British husband, live out at his like family estate. It's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this giant, British manor house. And it's weird because it's a giant British manor house in the middle of the Mexican countryside. And so, the main character, this very bohemian, hip lady, goes out to the middle of nowhere in Mexico and this British manor house, and she originally goes to like check on her cousin because her cousin isn't feeling well after the marriage, which is pretty suspicious, but also like all of a sudden her cousin has gotten really sick. And so anyway, there's a mystery about what's happening to the cousin. Is there something to do with the family? Is there something to do with the house? Is there something to do with the fact that it's this, these British transplants in Mexico? And they also own a silver mine out where they are. So like, is there something in the mine? Is there something about the land? There, all these questions. And I just love the way that it's written. And you can see the house, or at least I could see the house as I was reading descriptions of it. I could see, like she described the, dark mahogany balustrades and the, pictures on the walls of these ancestors, staring down solemnly from the walls. And they had, when she first got to the house, they had this dinner in the dining room, and they described the cabinets on the walls with like the silver and stuff, all the like antique silver, and she described it, and it was so I could see it, and
That's cool.
I was just, I mean, the whole house was very visible to me. And then they described the room that she stays in, and I could see it, and they described the gardens and the grounds around the house. I just overwhelmingly loved this book.
That's awesome.
Very folklore-y, very gothic horror. And I thought it was a really, really good read, even if you get nothing out of it other than the writing is beautiful.
Nice.
And so I highly recommend Mexican Gothic.
I can't read it. There's a house in it.
Yeah, that's so funny that the Wikipedia compared it to Daphne du Maurier, who is often, in my mind, a contemporary of Shirley Jackson. Like they have very similar styles, Like Shirley Jackson's The Haunting and The Lottery, and Daphne du Maurier is The Birds. I just think they have, and she actually has some other interesting stories that are that same sort of cloying kind of almost New England or English Gothic type.
And I'm very much hoping to see more from this author, because this book actually, I'm a little late to the party. This book came out in 2020.
Okay.
But
That's not too late.
I'm very much hoping to see more from this author because I just love her writing style.
I wonder what she's working on now.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Hey, Brownie Muffin, thanks for subscribing.
Every time he says it, catches me off guard. Brownie
Brownie
Muffin.
Muffin. Yeah, Brownie Muffin.
Brownie
Well,
Muffin.
actually,
Fans.
there's only one F, so it's Brownie Muffin.
Ooh, that's even better.
Brownie Muffin.
Yeah.
Nice muffin.
Nice muffin, Brownie.
Thanks, I just had it stuffed.
Oh, shit. All right, thanks, Lupine. I'm going to move on to my number 2 slot, which is, you guessed it, a horror movie.
What is
Well,
it?
actually, it's a horror flick with darkly comedic overtones, but it's also a story about 2 Valley Girl sisters growing up and getting along, a morality tale about the dangers of science gone awry, and a damn fine Christmas movie that stands up there with the greats like It's a Wonderful Life,
Die Hard.
Die Hard, Elf, and Gremlins. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only, Night of the Comet. Now, this 1984 romp makes light of a zombie apocalypse, at least initially, but then goes down a bleak road that warms my heart every time. Now, over the decades since the release, I saw this on cable TV. Remember cable TV, kids? Remember that? No? Nobody? I've seen it over a half dozen times, but it's always a flick that I could pop into and pop out of. But recently, it was given a restoration by Scream Factory, and boy, howdy, does it look great. Ever since watching it during the holiday season last year, we've decided that this is an annual must-watch for Christmas.
Ooh.
It doesn't quite get me in the snowy spirit as much as John Carpenter's The Thing, but it comes damn close. And that's why Night of the Comet is number 2 for me. It is a blast, honestly. It's a lot of fun. I have no idea why. A snow blast. Yeah, there are so many character actors and just fun acting in this, and
have to watch it again now that it's restored.
Yeah, there's like laugh out loud, comedy, but it doesn't always end very well. So I like that push pull in comedy horror, anyways. And it's 1984, like right there. I'm 17 years old. The hormones are going.
Still.
There's no. Trust me, they are long dead.
Chopped them up with a lawnmower.
Yeah. Oh, just like the baby. No, anyways.
Oh,
that's a bridge too far right there. Oh, I do apologize, Matt. I did forget totally about your number 2. So go ahead. What's your number 2? Okay, well that's very interesting. I did not expect that from you. I mean, number 1, I didn't think you could read, but cool. Good on you.
I hope he's watching the stream.
He is. What do you think I'm doing it?
He knows how to read?
No.
Oh.
No, that's a myth right there. All right, we are now moving along to our number 1 spots. So, Brian, what'd you pick for your number 1? I'm very curious.
Oh, you are?
I'm super curious.
As much as I talk about it, I figured you'd know.
No, I looked at your list and I was like, I couldn't.
It's number 1 on the list.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's alphabetically also number 1.
True. That's true. I'm choosing Ahsoka. Ahsoka is my second favorite character in all of Star Wars. All of Star Wars. Video games, animated series, live action, all of it.
Wait a minute. You mean better than Attila the Han Solo? Better than Boba Fett?
Hey, better than Kit Fisto.
Kit Fisto? No, nothing's better than Kit Fisto.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yep. Lando Calrissian, obviously, is the first. Very excited. I believe it's still in the works. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Because of the Colt 45? Yep. Colt 45-berg. Wait, no. So Ahsoka is currently on Disney Plus. So there's the one downside, unless you find other ways to watch it, is you have to get a service to watch it. But I highly recommend it if you're a Star Wars fan, because there is a lot of things that happened before this series that as a Star Wars fan, I would like you to experience. I don't believe anybody sitting here has experienced it, but I could be wrong. We first saw her in 2008 in the animated series The Clone Wars. She was a teenager at that time, and Anakin Skywalker's apprentice. So she was a Padawan to Darth Vader. Spoiler, shit. And then she immediately after that, well, not immediately, but I think it was probably 10 or so years difference. She showed up in another animated series called Star Wars Rebels, which has one of two, three, four, six, all of the characters from Star Wars Rebels are in the live action Ahsoka, all that survived anyway. So if you are a Star Wars fan or just getting into that, I highly recommend watching the Clone Wars movie. You don't have to watch the Clone Wars series. That's animated as well, but it is very good, and it covers a lot of her development and growth. But Rebels for sure, because everybody that's part of that animated series is in the live action Ahsoka. So I also just found out yesterday, and I don't ever do this, but I watched the season 2 teaser trailer. That is just dropped yesterday. So
Holy shit, did not know that.
obviously I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I really hate it, but
Whatever.
so it's just her character development and where she has come from seeing her when I was younger in 2008 to where she's at in 2024. It's pretty badass to see. And my theory is that her series is setting up the next wave of Star Wars movies, which is going to be set roughly 40 years ahead of the original Star Wars series. So, and Rey, the main character who's the Jedi now, in she's starting a new Jedi Order. I think the movies are going to be about that. And this series here is setting that up for that to happen.
Interesting.
With the big baddies and all that coming into play. So if you're into Star Wars, check it out. Great action, fantastic actors. Yeah, it's just very entertaining. Even if you just watch it for that, it's entertaining. Good story.
and if you haven't seen it, close your ears for a minute because I'm going to spoil one thing that I thought was fucking cool. Towards the end.
You just made it longer.
So, well, back in the day, when I worked at a company, someone gave me a novel of a Star Wars thing. It was one of those offshoot novels, and it was essentially
Remember the name
zombie Star Wars.
Remember the name of it?
No,
I can't remember either.
but it's basically zombies,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, at first I was like, well, you know what? I think it was John who was in our movie because he likes Star Wars quite a bit.
Yep.
So he gave me this, and I read it, and I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. I really like what they did with this. I didn't think it was going to be anything other than like a fanfic kind of deal.
No, it's
but it was really good. And then in Ahsoka, when this scene happens, I was cheering.
Yes,
I was like,
sir.
oh my God, this is amazing. This is so incredible.
Now you know how dangerous it is, and he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's why nobody wanted him back.
yeah, if only for that fact, I was like, okay, this is awesome. So I highly concur.
That's the series that will be coming.
Yeah.
Is what I believe.
Oh gosh.
So you'll be prepared for that.
Very cool. I did have one question for you. You said the Clone Wars movie. Was that an animated movie or?
Yes, there's the Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, which was a live action, and then there's Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated movie.
Gotcha.
And that's where she was first introduced. And then she went on she was also in all of the 5 years, I believe, worth of the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
Which the person who voiced her did all of it.
Okay.
So up until live action, she was involved in all of it.
Okay, good. So. Yeah, I was because I had seen episode 1, I saw episode 2, hated them both.
Yeah.
Never saw episode 3.
Yep.
But
which was the best one
of the 3? Yeah,
of the
that's
3,
what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Anyways, but so I never got around to seeing 3, but 2 turned me off Star Wars for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that Clone Wars you're talking about wasn't that Clone Wars.
No. This is basically, so that movie, you got a snippet of some of the battles. The entire series was all of the battles of the Clone Wars and how Anakin Skywalker became basically a general and was leading the troopers in to fight and was strategically and teaching Ahsoka that.
Which was really fun to see within the series, Ahsoka. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Brian, I love you. So I desperately tried not to zone out. But I kind of immediately zoned out. Sorry.
Yeah, for our viewers and listeners, you know, we take great pains when we do our normal recommendos during the episodes to not piss on each other, but we kind of let that fall by the wayside here a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's more interesting to hear about people about what they are passionate about, other than what they're not passionate about. So
right. Yeah. Pillows.
No. Pillow. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's got their own thing. So I try to, it's hard to judge. So, or you shouldn't judge, I should say. All right. Thanks, Bri. And Lupine, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is The Ultimate in Chaos, Untitled Goose Game. I recently picked this back up. I was playing it and then, I don't know, I just let it fall by the wayside and I picked it back up. One night I was just feeling kind of bored and I just, I started playing it. I've been playing it for hours and I just love it because you can run around and honk at people. I'm so excited. And, I just love all the stupid little tasks they give you. They have no reason other than you're a goose and you're being an asshole. And that is my modus operandi. That is what I do. I love that. I love it so much. And you can run around and you can flare your wings and you can honk at people and it has no purpose other than being an asshole. And it's so awesome. And it is such a, when you're really pissed at people, you can just go play this game and make a guy drop his coffee cup by honking at him really loud. And it's just so great. It's so cathartic. And I would really recommend, I know that maybe being a total asshole is not your thing, but I just love the fact that this game gives me the chance to just, and it's not, no one's getting hurt, so I don't feel bad about doing these things. Because I'm the kind of person that feels bad about making NPCs feel bad in video games. Nerd palms. Yeah, some of them just no. But I just love the fact that you can do this thing and you're not trying to save the world. You're not even trying to save the princess. You're not trying to save yourself. All you're doing is just doing this because it's there. And it doesn't have any great reason that you're doing it. It doesn't have any great, great consequences if you fail. And you can just spend hours and hours doing this. And there are tons of little, I don't know if I would call them Easter eggs, but they're things that you can do that are beside the actual goals. that will get the people, the humans in the scenarios, to do different things, like to get them to yell at you, or to get them to like drop things, or to get them to lock themselves out of the garden and stuff like that. One of the really fun things in like the first level is that you can get a gardener to lock himself out of the garden, and that is so much fun. And I just, it's so nice to have something that has no purpose, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't have this great problem to fix, and so it's not a huge problem for you if you don't fix it, but you're just kind of, okay, I'm gonna do this thing because it's on my list. And it's just, this is a great, like, right before bed game. It releases all my tensions. I feel my shoulders just relax. And it's just like, if you mess up, they're not going to like kill you or anything. They're just going to chase you out of the yard, and you're going to have to get back in. And so, I mean, there's no great problem with failing, and there's no great problem with succeed. I don't know. I just
low stakes, medium reward.
Sounds like the Seinfeld of video games.
It's so relaxing, and all you have to do, and you can just pick up everything. Sometimes I just run around with a tennis ball in my mouth. Not gonna lie, I just like pick up a tennis ball and run around and like wave my wings at people. There's a level near the beginning where you can scare a little kid by honking and waving your wings at him, and like that's actually what you're supposed to do, and it makes me so fucking happy. You have no idea. I just. So anyway, Untitled Goose Game. I recommend that people pick it up. It is, let's see. Actually, I think it's $20 right now on Steam.
Oh, was it on sale during the Steam sale? Because that would have been awesome.
I believe it was probably on sale during the Steam sale. I didn't look because I already had it. But it is. I mean, put it on your wish list, because it doesn't go on sale a lot, but when it does, it is so worth it. Yes. I can play this game for hours.
Just hearing you describe how the goose can do all these things and just to piss people off. What Brian and I play Fortnite usually a couple times a week, and one of my favorite things to do is, We'll come up on these people, and we're shooting guns, whatever. But I'll come up on them, and usually it's because I forget to reload my gun. So I switch to the next thing in my inventory. And it's usually like a health pack, and I'll throw a health pack at them. And they'll be like, why is he throwing a health pack at me?
It just confuses the hell.
I love it so much.
They're probably children. So we're just bullying them.
Whoever it is, I love it so much because it's like it adds confusion, and like they have no idea.
Do you hear this, Kami? If they're children and they're on Fortnite, they deserve it. They're in Fortnite, they deserve it.
Yeah, where are their parents at? Come on.
Yeah.
Jeez. Right. Awesome. Well, yeah, that totally makes sense that you would pick that. That was not a shock for me.
I just love it so much.
You can just see Lupine.
Yep.
While you're sleeping, you're so relaxed.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm very curious to see what Matt has. Matt, what's your number one?
He said he should be on in about 2 minutes.
Well, that's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
So
I'm surprised too.
Yeah, I know. I'm super surprised. Well, guys, in my number one spot, it's a magazine.
What's a magazine?
Yeah, that's it. That's my next sentence. Despite the rapid decline There you go. There it is in action. Talk about irony. Despite the rapid decline of appreciation for the written word, there are bastions of language still out there, waving the banner and inviting us into their camp. Such it is with the Paris Review, a quarterly publication of poetry, fiction, interviews, and art. I discovered a copy in a quaint New England shop, devoured it in days, then immediately subscribed. Throughout 2023, I've been treated to 4 issues of hilarious slice-of-life narratives, eye-opening stanzas which evoke imagery and emotion in equal measure, vivid two-dimensional reproductions of paintings, sketches, and even sculpture, plus thoughtful insight into some of the best creators out there. Although much of my diet consists of creative work centered on horror, I do appreciate getting out of my own head once in a while to sample the other genres. The Paris Review connects me with a broader literary world of imagination that gives me faint hope for the human race, and that's enough to propel it to my number 1 recommendo. Number one. All right. Well, guys, that's it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you prefer. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Meanwhile, you can find us at lovecrafttapes.com with links to all our hashtag recommendos and social media channels, including Twitch, YouTube, Reddit, and our Discord server where you can chat with us in real time. You can chat with me anytime at discord.lovecrafttapes.com.
Now what do we do?
This is where Matt says his thing.
Right.
I'm Luvine. You can leave me a note at my linktree /Lupine Vendetta, all one word. And please say hi and pick up Untitled Goose Game. All you have to do is honk at me. You can just leave me a note that says honk in all caps, and I will know exactly what you mean.
If you put a message with my username in it on Discord, I will respond to you. I get to look at Discord maybe twice a week. It's so busy, but if you mention me or anything, I will focus on it. I promise. So that's how you reach me, is that thing called the Discord.
Yep. Ping him. Ping him. Ping him. Until next time, Happy New Year. Oh,
Happy New Year.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching tonight, the live stream, and we will connect up with you. We're doing Double Vision tomorrow night, and we're going to be taking a break here shortly for the holidays, so we'll get in a few more things, and then we're going to take a break. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, and we'll catch you on the flip. Good night,
Barbara.